Hey, well, how's it going? BlueRiser here. So today we have a new EX character. It is the Berserk version of Tokoyami from Season 3. Finally, we're getting some Season 3 material. I was expecting something once I heard this Tokoyami news, but unfortunately the banner isn't Season 3 related, which is a bit sad for me. But let me talk about the banner characters real quick. We have a new Denki Kaminari and a Kyokujiro. Denki Kaminari's greatest stat is like 7,000 health, so he's a pretty decent tank unit. Overall, his other stats are okay. And then we have the Jiro, who is an absolutely amazing character, but I'm going to say don't pull unless you're a Jiro fan or you have the souls. Again, I think smashfest should be the thing you save up for. And speaking of smashfest, I was hoping this Tokoyami was going to be his smashfest version. Best way to make a smashfest Tokoyami. But unfortunately, he's an EX character, which is a bit sad because EX characters tend to be on the lower end of the side when it comes to like free 6 stars. Or I should just say 6 stars in general. So we go over this character. He is a power attack type, very similar to the Deku we just got. So I'm not sure how much I feel about getting 2 free units who are very similar in a way. At least when it comes to typing. Boasting over 6,000 attack and over 4,500 health. Okay, those are fine enough. Again, most attack types and power types, especially if it's an attack power type, are going to have low defense and most of the time under 4,000. So it's not something to really complain about. It is pretty standard. Now, unfortunately, he has 212 SP, which you'll see why that's an unfortunate cause. Most of the time, attack costs around 150 or so, so 200 isn't that bad. But unfortunately, his special attack cost 200 SP. Literally all of his SP. And before we move on to special attack, let's talk about hhis characteristic. Hpsp Attack, defense go up by 20%, and his speed goes up by 10%. I think this was pointless. This is such a pointless thing. Why not just add these buffs naturally to him? Why not? So it's literally giving him 8,000 plus attack. Now I understand putting 8,000 attack on a free unit would look pretty daunting. They're like, oh no, we can't put 8,000 attack on a free unit. Definitely not, because then I think it would probably cause a bad image. And what I mean by that is like, oh my god, there's a free unit that does 8,000 attack, so they have to do this 20% thing here in the stats. But at the same time, I feel like he could have had a better passive ability, I should say. If anything, they could have bumped his attack to 7,000. It's near 7,000 anyway. Why not 7,500? Just do that much. I understand his defense and his HP, everything else is getting that bump as well. But this was a waste of a characteristic slot. The speed thing I understand, and most units nowadays have 2 characteristics. Like it's either an increase in stat and then some sort of ability. I think this guy should have been doing more damage to technique types, green types. I think he should have been doing at least 20% more damage to technique types. That would have been a way better use of his characteristic slot instead of just passive buffs. I understand the buffs increased by quite a bit, but at the same time I think it should have just been natural. That way he would have some sort of good passive ability against certain type of enemies. Because he's an EX character. What do you normally use EX characters for? Farming. So if you ever have a day where you have to fight a vast amount of green units, technique units, you would have this red EX character with a ton of attack and that does more damage to that type. I think that's what it should have done. But enough with that. Then we move over to a special attack where Dark Shadow goes bigger and pretty much slams the ground. It has a pretty good attack radius. When fighting him in the EX battle itself, it can be hard to dodge at times. If you're right in front of him and he uses this at you, you're going to be kind of screwed. It even attacks a little bit behind him, or at least what I should say is where Dark Shadow's hands land. But again, the most damning factor to this is the 200 SP cost.
It started lunging at any sound or movement, a beast lashing out with indiscriminate attacks. Forget about me! Stop this! Calm down, Dark Shadow! You don't matter, insignificant fool!
Then we move over to gadgets, and this one is pretty hard to say because you can do a lot with this Tokoyami, but at the same time he is kind of just limited by his characteristics and like the character Tokoyami himself in this game. One of the underlying issues being that Tokoyami has a pretty bad combo chain. Dark Shadow doesn't really attack fast, and he comes from behind Tokoyami anyway. So if anything, I'm going to just say boost this guy on attack. Really, you can get him to 10,000 attack. I'm pretty sure 10k isn't very hard. So you need a 25% boost to his attack, and then you will most likely hit 10k. I think that's the best you're going to really do. You're just going to have to follow him up with a more versatile unit. This Tokoyami just doesn't really have a lot of tools besides just raw natural stats. But when it comes to it, in a game where we have so many free characters coming out and many that have advantages over certain types, his only advantage is against those green types, technique types, because blue types are going to ruin him. They're going to beat him before he beats them, or even survives. Now of course I wouldn't say anyone should go out and fight speed units or power units, that's silly. But in this situation, if it were to call, he's really only viable against technique types, and heart and intelligence types he'll be doing okay against. Like, I just wish he had a bit more going on for him. Like, after his special attack, he either can stun enemies. This will work great against bosses. His special attack already works well against mobs. Overall, it's like I'm kind of mixed on this, because he has such great stats when it comes to his attack. His defense is lacking, it very much is. But as far as a free unit goes, this is probably one of the hardest hitting free units out there, if not the most. And you know, the 10% speed up also isn't that great. Tokoyami, like I said before, is a slower character, but at the same time, you see 10% speed up, but we don't have a quantifiable number for speed. We don't know if speed is ranked by 1 through 10. Oh, this character's speed is a 2, so now it's up by 10%. It wouldn't even be much, but still, you know what I mean. If we had a quantifiable number for speed, and we could see what speed up really does, instead of having to sit down and play every single character and see how fast they attack compared to other characters, that'd be really annoying. All I know is Tokoyami is a pretty slow character, and 10% doesn't really mean much in his case. Other notable slower characters are Death Goro, Endeavor to some degree, Shoji, and I believe Sato. But yeah, that's it. I was hoping this character was going to be smashfest. I really was. That way, at least his defense most likely would be pretty great. And we knew we were going to get a well-rounded character if he was a smashfest character. And then he would also have great attack. But that's just not the case. And it's weird seeing how the Kyokujiro who just came out has better stats than this guy when it comes to just all around. But tell me what you thought. What do you think about this Tokoyami? Do you like him? Do you not like him? Did you get him yet? I'm very much on the fence because I look at high attack power. For the most part, it has to be justified. Like when I say go all out attack, and I say it pretty frequently, go all out attack, because this game really does value attack power. When it comes to going through a long stage of mobs, attack power is what you need. But again, because we don't know, we don't have a stat for speed, or at least every character's speed isn't visible to us, like how fast every character is. I can't really rely on it. You know, for me especially, why would I go to this character when I could just use my Himiko, who has like 7,000 attack with gadgets. She can leech, she attacks fast, her special attack is decent, it's not the best, the Tokoyami's is definitely better than hers, but she has more assets to use than he does. I don't know, I could be totally wrong on this, you have to tell me what you think. Because this is just a weird case. I felt like this character should be really godlike. I would really have to see once we hit like some harder version of a technique type stage or EX event. But that's it. I think this one has gone on very long. It's only because I'm sitting here thinking, I'm just in the middle. Definitely in the middle. If I have anything else to say anymore, I'll probably add it in my pinned comment. But yeah, that's it. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe if you're new here. Don't forget to join our Discord. We're aiming for 100 people around the end of the year, but 75 is the next goal, and right now we have 64 people, so 11 more people come on in. And with that done, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.